everybody, welcome to Scotch Kitchen. Today we're gonna do some omelette. Sunday afternoon today. We're about to do an omelette very quick. That's a quick lunch today before we actually go for football. We have our match today, which is great. So this is going to be our quick lunch before we actually attend the match. So I'm gonna show you how to do a very quick omelette. I have 6 eggs here. I've just put in the ingredients, the rest ingredients for it. I wanted you to come and watch so that you can be able to see the recipe of how actually you're cooking it. So I have 6 eggs here. Then I have some potatoes. You can use, I'm using baby potatoes. You can use about 4 whole big potatoes. You need an onion, just 1 red onion, that's what I'm using. And then the spices I'm using today are spicy paprika, and I'm also using ground pepper, and I have some salt, so that table salt, that's what I'm using today. Then I've got some about 3/4 of cooking oil here, as you can see there. So that is my olive oil, that's what I'm using. That's my olive oil. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to show you in a bit how we're going to use that. Then I have some olive oil again. That's the same one that I use to put there. So we're going to use that again in a bit. So that said, oops, sorry, I forgot to do this. Just give me 1 second. I turn on this one as well so that I can be able to welcome anybody who comes in. And we can also have like a quick chat because it's going to be a really quick meal today. Okay, let's say hi Cindy, so hi Faida, McKenna, Kane. Thank you guys for joining in. Very short, it's just a quick one, so it's better than nothing. So let me prepare my potatoes really quick. I'm going to slice my potatoes. I'm just going to leave the camera lights just a little bit so that at least you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to move that there. That's much better. So I'm gonna slice you need to slice your potatoes because I'm using baby potatoes. I never peel them, but if you're using the whole potatoes, make sure you peel them before you do this because they are whole. You need to slice them like about 1 centimeter thickness. That's the thickness you want to achieve. Just do that to all the potatoes. I'm gonna use most of them, so if you just bear with me, I'm gonna do this cutting. Actually, what I'm going to do, because I need to just use the same plate in cutting, I'm gonna put, that one has, it's turned green, so I don't think it's actually good to use. I'm gonna put that aside, because I want to put the ones I'm cutting on this plate. That's what I'm doing now. So if you bear with me, there you go. Okay, let's do that to the other ones as well. So if you're using, you need about 4 whole big potatoes to do this. So you need to cut them in slices. Exactly what I'm doing. It's a unique omelette actually. You're going to realize it. It actually makes proper lunch. So this is going to be like a very quick lunch because we don't have too much time to actually sit down and make a proper meal. And it's just a light meal to get on with it over the day. Before we come back to prepare dinner. So you can do this in the morning if you wish to, but it's such a heavy one, so it's up to you. You can do it in the morning. As I said, it's such a heavy omelette I'm going to make, so it's up to you. If you want to use this in the morning, do it, but after this I think you can skip lunch or something of that sort because it's that heavy. You can add anything else you want onto it. If you have ham, you can add there. If you have some bacon, you can add there on it as well. But it's just really simple. That's why today I'm just going for the simple version of it, which just has onions and potatoes and egg. That's it. So when you're cutting your potato, you need to turn on your hob and start heating your oil. So I'm going to start heating up my oil because I'll need the oil in a second. You will see why. And add, remember we are on to the centimeter. That's what we need on our potatoes. We have a few more to go. Not too much, but just enough. Need to throw away that one because there's some funny black thing on it. I don't need that on mine. It's going to bitter because there are some things normally that are on the potatoes. If you're not very careful, they are slightly bitter. So when you're cutting, it's good to get rid of them as you go. It's definitely simpler if you have the bigger potatoes when you're doing this. It's much easier and takes little time actually for the preparation. Again, this is that kind of meal that can take less than half an hour to actually prepare and cook it. So why not? Saves you a lot of time, and also it's just a good healthy meal. Getting rid of the bad parts. So if you're just wondering what I'm throwing away, I'm getting rid of the bad parts of the potatoes. So I hope you're having a good Sunday so far. Mine is great. The weather looks great outside, even though it's cold, it's sunny. As you can see, it's really bright in here because it's really nice and sunny outside, which is amazing. We love it when it is sunny, but we just hope it's going to become sunny and a little bit warmer as time goes by. So at the moment it's a bit cold, and even though it's sunny, it's great, but it gets really cold at night when it is sunny during the day. So that said, can't complain a bit of sunshine. Okay, that's our potatoes done. And what I'm going to do now, because there was I washed them prior to this, I am going to put them in here because I want to drain off the little water I had put there. And then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on my potatoes. Give them a quick shake. Ooh, there's one there. Quick wash. Right there. Give your potatoes a bit of a shake. Put them back in your lovely plate. So we've already done our salt there. We don't need any salt. Sorry. Leaving this here because you'll see why I need it in a bit. Hi Richie Atumba. Hi Salira. Thank you very much guys for joining. Right on time. We're doing Scotch Omelette today. So I've already prepared my potatoes. I'm now doing my my onions. So your onions, you need to cut it in half and then you slice it again in about centimeters thickness. So I've halved it, so that's the other half. I've already cut the first half, so this is the second half. So go ahead and do that. Just keep on cutting them a centimeters, that's all you need. Then this is the interesting bit where I'm sure you're wondering what's going to happen. We're going to deep fry our potatoes and our onions in that oil in a second. We're going to deep fry them, and we just want them to just be a little bit golden brown, not too dark, but just a nice thick color. That's all we need. What I'm doing at the moment, I'm splitting the onions because I want them in like single slices. Split them as much as you can so that you can have single slices rather than the thick slices. And then we're going to dip both of them together with our potatoes in our oil. Our oil is already cooking there. Hi Angie, thank you for joining my lovely. Okay, so we've got our onions. I'm just going to bring it closer for you to be able to see the onions. So there you go. And that's what I was just doing. I was just trying to split our onions. And we're having red onion, just one. That's all you need. Okay, so our onions are definitely done. Just going to try. Not yet. The oil is not yet hot enough. So what I'm going to do when that is also going, I'm just going to get this. And I'm going to go ahead and start beating my eggs. I'm going to beat my, I'm not going to beat them, I'm just going to basically remove the shell of my eggs and get ready. I'm not going to beat them now yet. I'm going to do that in a second. The more eggs, the better. Again, it depends how many people you're making the omelette for. So I'm doing for 4. So I'm using 6 eggs. But again, you just remember 6 eggs, you have 4 potatoes. If you're doing more than 6 eggs, 2 more eggs, and then you add 1 potato. Sort of like 2 to 1. That's like the formula. You can try and use it. Okay, so our eggs are there. I'm going to put them here on the side for a second. We're going to come back to them. And I'm getting 1 of them because now I want to put in our potatoes and our onions. I'm going to fry them. Perfect. I'm opening my door because I'm not going to turn on the fan. Because the moment I turn on the fan, you will not be able to hear me. And I don't want to talk over the noise. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in our potatoes in here. I'm going to use this. Woo! That was dangerous. Be very careful when you're doing this process. Some oil just sprinkled on me when I was actually doing that, but just be very careful when you're doing that. Be gentle. Our onions are also going in there as well. Yeah, I know it's really surprising. Why are we having all these together? Yes? Have your onions and your potatoes in there and just let them fry up. She's great. Gonna leave them there for a few minutes for them to actually fry up and actually cook. And when they're cooking there, just make sure you observe it, because you don't want your onions to overcook. You don't want them really dark. You just want them to be a little bit nice and crispy. You need the golden color. You don't need them to become black. You need the golden color. And then the good thing, the way you've sliced your potatoes, you've sliced your potatoes about 1 centimeter each. That's okay, because that actually gives it enough time for it to actually cook quicker, rather than you cutting them in chunks. Because if you cut them in chunks, it takes longer to actually cook. Like for example, if you're making some homemade chips and you cut your potatoes like into the chip or the wedge shape, you need to cook them longer because they are slightly thicker. There's that bit that's thick, and then there's that skinny bit. So the skinny bit takes about 10 to 15 minutes to cook, but they are less than that actually, 5 to 10 minutes to cook. And the thicker bit will take about almost 5 to 12 minutes to 15 minutes. It actually depends, the thickness really. So these ones are not going to take that long. So just keep on checking on them and just turning them. That's what you will need to do. Just keep on turning them, because you don't want them to actually stick at the bottom of the pan. She's amazing. So you're wondering why I have this here. When my onions and my eggs are actually done, I am going to transfer them. Just bear with me 1 second. I think I've just had a slight burn of some oil. So let me just put some ointment on. Yes, I get burnt as well, which is normal. And I'm just going to show you what I normally use. It's my homely, it's always in my kitchen just in case of, it's not only for pans, for any other ingredients I get in the kitchen, that's what I normally use. I'll just show you in a second. Just bear with me. Wash my finger. Okay, so that's what I use. It's really, really good. It's antiseptic cream, phenol and chlorhexidine, diclonate, and it's dual action. It's good for, let me just close the door 1 second. I always close the door when I'm cooking because my fire alarm is on the other side, and every time like smoke goes on the other side, my fire alarm is going to go on. That's why you see me going up back and forth on there. My kitchen door is right there. That's when I'm going to close it. Okay, let me tell you what it is good for. Minor cuts, grazes, minor burns, colds and blisters. And it's really, really good because I had a bit of a pinch there, but when I applied that, it just took it off immediately. So if you can find that in your local chemist, why not go ahead and buy that and put it in your kitchen. And it's also good for like with the boys when they're playing around and they hurt themselves. I just use that to apply because it also like numbs the place and you don't feel any pain, but it's an antiseptic as well, so it's really, really good. Okay, let's go back to cooking. Make sure that our potatoes are actually cooking and they're becoming a little bit crispy because that's what we want to achieve. Just make sure they don't stick at the bottom of the pan you're cooking, or if you're using how do we call it, the deep fryer. I wouldn't really advise you to use the deep fryer, but if you okay using it, why not? But you can always just get any of your pots and just put the oil in there, and that's it. That's all you need. Don't need anything fancy or things like that. Much, much, much easier to do it this way. But again, if you feel you want to use your deep fryer, yes, you can go ahead and use it. Okay. We need about another 2 to 3 minutes, and then we are going to remove them. Our onions are actually looking really, really yummy. Going to remove them in a bit. I'm just washing off my onions off there. Our eggs are ready. Okay, when I'm still waiting for that, you need your black pepper. It's so windy today because I've opened that door. It's wind is actually blowing the other door, so I've just put in something to hold it when we are actually doing this process. Okay, I'm using black pepper. Hope you're able to see that. So you need about a teaspoon of black pepper. There you go. So I'm gonna sprinkle my black pepper on my egg. That on standby. And my spicy paprika, or if you can't get spicy paprika, you can get smoked paprika or just paprika. That's alright. And you need again a teaspoon of that. So you need a teaspoon of that to go in. I'm gonna sprinkle that. I love paprika. It never misses in most of my my meals. Hope you've realized that. It never fails me. I can cook a meal just with salt, oil and paprika, and it's still going to taste amazing. That's how nice paprika is good to me. So I'm sure you should by now have got that special ingredient, spice that you can use anytime and it will never fail you. For me, it's paprika. Paprika is my cooking baby. I will never miss it in my kitchen. It's always there, and it actually goes with either any kind of food, either hot, cold, it goes. It doesn't disappoint at all. Okay, so let's check on our potatoes. I'm going to remove one and go and have like a quick check to see if it's actually cooked. Because I'm seeing my onion have started becoming crispy. So you can see, just bring it a bit closer, and you can see that on my potato. That means it's actually cooking really, really well. Yeah. Let's give it another 2 to 3 minutes. And then we can actually, there you go. We can remove it and do the next step. But meanwhile, we are okay. Okay. Let me just let it be for a few more minutes. Just make sure it doesn't stick at the bottom of your, make sure it doesn't stick at the bottom of your pot when you're actually doing this. And that's what I'm trying to make sure. That's why you see I keep on turning it. Because I don't want it to actually get stuck at the bottom of the pan. Okay. Keep on turning it and make sure it doesn't get stuck at the bottom. That's all you're trying to do here. Let's give it another minute. Just a minute. And then we can remove it and we can start doing our next step, which is really exciting. Looking forward for it. I've just put the timer, so you're going to hear the alarm going on, and that's going to be time for these babies to actually come out of here. So as you can, I think we've just had them there for about 5 to 10 minutes, or even less than that. Let's say 5 to 7 minutes in there, because you're still going to cook them again. So when you're doing this process, just make sure you have your bowl or sieve ready for the potatoes to actually go there, because we're going to sieve off the oil. We don't need all that oil for the next part. We are actually going to prepare our eggs. We don't need that, so that's okay. Almost there. Oh, this is exciting. It's really exciting, but also it's because we're really waiting for it. I'm really excited because I want to really show you the next bit of it. Let's see. Hi George Henry, hi Angie, thank you guys for joining. I hope you're definitely enjoying. The ingredients for this omelette, Scotch omelette, is on the page. And that was when I was just letting you guys know I'll be live in 5 minutes. So that's why I put the ingredients. So you can, if you didn't see the first bit of the video, and you can just go ahead and go and check the ingredients. Then you come back into the video and watch the video and see how you can actually prepare the meal. Okay, so it's now time for us to actually remove our potatoes. You will realize your onions are still going to be the same color, but they're going to be just slightly crispy, because that's what you're trying to achieve here. Okay, so just drain off the oil. Be super careful when you're doing this. Making sure all of my onions are definitely out. I need all of them. Don't need to leave anything, because the good thing, this oil here, I am not going to throw it away. I am going to use it again to make something else later. Maybe some mousses if you wish. So, in a bit. Okay, so let's let that actually, let's let that oil drain off from there. I'm just going to remove this off my hob because I don't need it there now, and just for safety as well. Okay, so I'm going to move you closer in a second. Just bear with me. I'm putting a pan in there. It's just an empty pan. We're move you closer because you need to be closer to actually see the next step. I think that's close enough. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so this is the, just turn off that for a second so that we can do this while you're able to see everything and you can see everything properly. So we have our egg there and we have our spices. Our potatoes are here. Definitely they've drained off from the oil. Just give them a little bit of a shake to make sure that all the oils are definitely off there. Then you need your potatoes inside there. I know they are still hot, which is okay. They're not gonna cook the eggs because that's not what we wanted to do. Then give this a mix. Let me get a spoon because we want to mix this together. It's alright, don't worry about it, about the cooking. Yes, the potatoes and the onions are really, really hot. Just give it a proper mix with our egg. So here now we have 6 eggs, we have potatoes. So if you're using the big potatoes, you have 4 potatoes in there. You have your black pepper, you have your salt, and you have your paprika. This is the time if you want to add, let's say, bacon. If you want to add ham, this is the time where you should be adding it now, if you wish to add all that. But we're not adding any of that. We don't need any of that today because I'm showing you the basic Scotch omelette, and then the good thing, you can add all the ingredients you want later when you need to. Okay, looks really good. As you can see, we've actually mixed everything together we need. It's mixed properly. The egg is not cooked, so don't worry about it. Now we're going to do the next bit. So turn up your hob or your stove or whatever you're doing, and you will need, just going to, there you go. You need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil or whatever oil you want to use in there, in your pan, and just let that oil cook for a few minutes. Then we're going to add our lovely omelette in there. Okay, this is the interesting thing. You can either cook all of this in a one-up or you can cook it twice. It's up to you how you want it. So, because it's, to me, this is really much, I'm going to cook it twice because my pan is not as big. I know there are some people who have those like proper big pans, bigger than that. So why not? You can go ahead and use that. So take your mixture, pour it in the pan. Just make sure you pour every bit in there. Actually, going to just go wild. Go with everything in there. It's cooking perfectly. So the interesting bit is going to come when we are actually going to be turning this so that it can cook on the other side as well. It's cooking perfectly, as you can see. You can definitely see that. It's definitely cooking really nicely. Okay, so now is that time where I need to turn it. So what you need your plate. Make sure your plate can actually cover your pan. It's gonna be a little bit messy, but that's okay. You need your plate. Turn it around. Be very careful. Put that back in there, and you need to slide this back in. plate. So that's what you have. Yeah? So we want to cook the other side. We were not going to flip it around. That's what some of you thought we're going to do today. No. We were not going to flip it around. That's really dangerous because the amount of potatoes in there, it's really nice and heavy. Turn down your heat, by the way, and just let this cook for a few minutes. When that's cooking for a few minutes, our omelette is ready in 2 minutes. It looks delicious. Ready to go on our lovely plate. I'm just checking to make sure it is definitely cooked. That's what you can do. You check on the side. So you take use how do you call it? That's a flat spoon, and you just do that to make sure it actually cooks inside. Put it back in there. Few more minutes because it definitely cooked so well this other side. We're ready to serve. Hi Veronica, thank you for joining, my lovely. Right on time, no missed out our lovely omelette. Again, cover it. You need to hold your plate at the top. The plate is not hot, so it's alright. And the other arm you need to hold your pan with, and you need to flick it around. And ladies and gentlemen, there is our lovely omelette, ready and done on the plate, as you can see. So I'm going to move you back a little bit. There you go. And we are going to take a quick picture for this, and then I am going to cut this. I show you how it looks. It actually looks inside. So when you're trying to actually make it, you'll be able to know how it actually looks inside. I hope you actually went through, you saw the process. It's really, really simple. It's just a matter of you putting all the ingredients together, and mixing them up, and actually just being ready to serve. Took less than half an hour, as I said. So that's all we need. And you can serve your omelette with any type of juice you wish to. So just bear with me. I'm going to get ourselves some juice that we're going to serve our omelette with. Then I'm going to cut it like we normally do. We always have to show, I always have to show you how the last bit of our meal, how it actually looks. And then we've already served it. So I'll just cut it for you to be able to see inside. So just bear with me, please. I am right here. So I want to bring some orange juice. Yeah, this is not for one person, by the way. You can serve at least, this is a serving for at least 4 people. So it's a good meal. So you can serve it like that, and then you will need don't worry, my people, I will definitely show you all this. I'm going to turn the video around. I'm just going to, because I'm using this thing to charge as well, that's why. Okay, so as I say, this is a serving for 4 people. So I'm just going to show you how you can actually serve it on the table for your lovely guest. Can be a snack as well, which is the amazing thing. It's not just a meal for lunch, the way we are going to have ours for lunch. It can just be a lovely meal to have, sorry about that, to have any other time, not only for lunch. You can also have it for snack and also to entertain your guests. So I'll turn you around now for you to be able to see. So that's our lovely omelette, and I've put our oranges there, and just beside that I've just set up our plates. So we have 4 plates, and that's the main one, which I'm about to cut in a second for me to be able to actually show you how it actually looks inside. Just bear with me, so clumsy there. Okay, so I'm gonna take a fork and knife, and I hope you're able to see that. There you go, that's much better. And I am going to slice this off and actually serve it on one of our lovely plates. Looks really amazing. Look at that. It looks really amazing. You can actually have this with some cherry tomatoes if you wish to. That's how it looks inside. Looks really amazing and delicious. You can serve this with some cherry tomatoes if you wish to, or you can serve it with a cucumber. So you can slice some cucumbers and put it around, and there you go, our lovely omelette. As I said again, it's, you've seen, quick, very quick. It's taken us less than half an hour to actually prepare it. I will definitely wish for you to definitely try and see if you can do the omelette, and why not show us the pictures, and so we can actually applaud you. With that said, thank you very much for actually coming to join us on this live, quick live video for the omelette. I hope you're going to try it. Keep on watching our live videos and keep on coming to our page and getting advices, and also getting the recipes that I've been putting there. More about the pasta I've been putting there. Wines, I'm putting loads of stuff that you can learn from. Take as much as you can if you wish to, because that's really great, because that makes me really happy that you are also learning something. That said, I hope you have a good afternoon, and if I have more time, I'll definitely try and do our dinner today live. Otherwise, if I don't, you have a lovely week and have a lovely day as well. Happy Sunday. Bye bye everybody.